Water quality is a pressing concern to environmentalists. According to the EPA, 40% of lakes, rivers, and streams in the U.S. are degraded by nutrient pollution. Nutrient pollution, along with other types of pollution, have a considerable impact on the biological conditions of waterways. In the United States, 31% of lakes and 46% of rivers and streams are classified as being in poor biological condition. Fresh water in surface waterways is of vital importance. Although Earth is covered in water, only a small percentage is surface freshwater, the type of water that is most compatible with human use. The common estimate is that 2.5% of the water in the world is freshwater, and of that 2.5%, only 1.2% is fresh surface water. Poor water quality has numerous harmful environmental consequences, including reduced biological activity. According to the Adopt a Drain's webpage, Why Adopt a Storm Drain, everyone knows that trash is no good for lakes and rivers, but many people unwittingly contribute to water pollution because they do not understand that natural debris, leaves, grass clippings, fertilizer, road salt, and pet waste become pollution when it hits the water. When these natural pollutants break down, they become food for algae, causing it to grow out of control. This happens because when a nutrient that was limiting growth is added to a water-based ecosystem, there is an increased population of small organisms such as algae or phyto and zooplankton, which then deplete the oxygen in the water, forcing organisms large and small alike to either leave or die, a phenomenon known as hypoxia. After hypoxia has occurred, it takes a considerable amount of time for oxygen levels in the water to rise again. For that process requires the water to mix with water of higher oxygen concentrations, or for oxygen to mix and dissolve directly from the air. Nutrient pollution and hypoxic zone problems are carried downstream. This effect can amplify the issue, as is notably the case of the annual Gulf of Mexico dead zone. Dead zones negatively affect the economy, recreation, and everyone who wishes to enjoy flourishing ecosystems and habitats. Nutrient pollution comes from two types of sources, point source and non-point source. These sources differ in the area that the pollution is garnered from. Point source refers to a relatively small area, and non-point source are small pockets of pollution dispersed over a large area that are collected by rainfall. Point source pollution has a legal definition, is generally from industry, and can be regulated. Examples include direct agricultural runoff, sewage treatment plants, oil refineries, and manufacturing wastes. Non-point source pollution encompasses all other pollution. It cannot be regulated and comes mostly from the general population. Non-point source pollution can come from many sources, but among the most common are yard waste, car leaks, and use of salt for de-icing. These are carried to waterways by rainfall or snowmelt. Fortunately, there are ways in which we can decrease our contributions to non-point source pollution. You can help your local waterways every season by implementing some simple practices to maintain your yard in a way that reduces nutrient pollution. In the spring, make sure there isn't any exposed dirt that can lead to erosion runoff, and clear the winter sand and salt used on ice. For the summer, make sure grass clippings are not washed into the storm drains. You can do this by not mowing before a heavy rain, or by bagging while mowing, and then either having the city pick it up or compost it yourself on site. Avoid using synthetic fertilizer whenever possible, especially before a heavy rainfall. During the fall, be sure to gather fallen leaves by raking. Especially important are leaves blown to the side of the road. Many people neglect these leaves because they are not on their property, but these leaves are the most likely to be washed into storm drains. A USGS-led study found that without removal, leaf litter and other organic debris in the fall contribute to 56% of the annual total phosphorus load in the urban stormwater, compared to only 16% when the streets were cleared of leaves prior to a rain event. In the winter, use walk rock salt sparingly. Keep walks clear by using shovels, snow blowers, brooms, and sand. This is most effective if done early so that snow doesn't have a chance to be compacted and can be heated during the day by the sun. One thing you can do year-round is be attentive to any leaks in your car and make the necessary repairs. If trash is a problem in your community, another beneficial practice is plogging, which simply means picking up trash while on a walk or jog. Also remember to regularly check your local storm drains and clear them of debris. More extensive water quality projects to implement include rain gardens, shoreline restorations, and water barrels. Rain gardens are great if your property has its own stormwater drain in the yard or other direct drainage to a waterway. Rain gardens utilize both rocks and plants. The rocks are used to slow water down, and the plant stems and roots collect sediments, yard trimmings, and absorb excess nutrients. If your property is on a lake, river, or coastal beach, it is helpful to have erosion control and a native plant buffer. These are two main aspects of shoreline restorations. Shoreline restorations serve a similar purpose to rain gardens, and they slow water flow, erosion, and nutrients from plant debris. Water barrels collect the rainwater that lands on the roof of your house. This prevents the water coming out of the drain pipes from pushing any nutrients into waterways. The water collected can be used in gardens during dry periods. If you are looking to go the extra mile, you can participate in environmental community outreaches, such as Adopt a Storm Drain or Adopt a River. You can do this informally, or you can register online and report your cleaning efforts to the organizations. You could also attend a volunteer event for an organization dedicated to clean waterways, such as Riverkeepers or the Great River Greening. Water is central to human life, and we need to be concerned with the quality of it. I hope that through this video I have convinced you that the water degradation due to non-point source pollution is an issue to care about. Please join other citizen environmentalists and use the ideas I've given here to do your part to decrease contributions to water pollution.